Our turn, it transforms, we untap for the counter. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. I hope you're all having a magical day. We're playing with mono blue tempo, something we've not seen be competitive since Guilds of Ravnica. Playing some flyers, countering everything that our opponent has to do, and in today's edition, creating a ton of zombies in the process. We're going to break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies, showcase all of that in the gameplay footage, and then wrap up with our final thoughts and deck suggestions for the future, because it is a never-ending process, upgrading and tweaking the decks, as I'm sure you know. Support the channel, thumbs up, subscriptions to the YouTube. Obviously, that helps the algorithm vastly. And if you want to go above and beyond, consider becoming a Patreon, available within our Linktree link, just in the description below. And there's the community invite to the Discord, the free entry contests, giveaways, tournaments, all available there as well. So check it out for shizzle. Let's take a look at the deck. All right, mono blue tempo, best of 160 cards with 2.1 average mana value, nice and light. 26 non-creatures with 16 creatures, and this has 18 lands in it, right? There's not too many lands. You really want to be top decking non-lands. However, we have a ton of modal-faced lands in the deck. 4 copies of Walry's Disruption, counterspell unless its controller pays 1, and then we have 2 copies of Salindi Vision, instant speed, which is amazing. Looking at the top 6 cards of your library, revealing an instant or sorcery card from among them, putting it into your hand, and then the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Looking at the top 6 at instant speed while you're playing a counterspell deck is pretty good. So, you know, these are in addition to our 16 Snow Islands and our 2 Storm Giants. Giants taps, well, it doesn't tap, it comes out for 6 total untapped, and then it can smash, well, 7 total untapped if you want the creature to be untapped. To smash your opponent, which is great. 7/7 with Ward 3, which is cool. But, you know, that's like late game stuff. We'll probably never use that because we're going to have enough things in play, and we don't really want to tap out. We'll hold up our counter magic. So Hall of the Storm Giants is literally only here for worst case scenarios. Don't focus on it. It's just, you know, like I said, worst case. So, turn 1. Delver of Secrets. 1/1 at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card. If it's an instant or sorcery card revealed, transform it. It will be a 3/2 with flying if you do transform it. Holy Toledos, that's going to put in a ton of damage throughout the game to your opponent if they don't immediately deal with it. We're playing turn 1. You don't really counter anything or do it much on turn 1 that you can't just deal with later. So this is a perfect turn 1. We also have the Ascendant Spirit on turn 1 as a 1/1. And then at instant speed on our end step, if we don't need counter magic, we can sink our mana base into the spirit. It becomes a 2/3, then a 4/4 with flying, sick, and then a 6/6 with flying, and it's going to draw you a card when it deals combat damage to a player. Even better, and you can stack that ability. 8/8, draw 2 cards, 10/10, draw 3 cards. Holy Toledos, a great way to dump your available mana into something, which is really, really cool, right? Turn 2, we are, you know, holding up a counter spell. Whether it be Walry's Disruption or potentially a Fading Hope. Fading Hope, I don't really lean towards if you have a Spectral Adversary in your hand, because I would rather spend my mana to flash in another creature and then Fading Hope sorcery speed, or better yet, instant speed on their next turn as the Summoning Sickness comes off. They're already gone to their attack phase, so that could be really good. So just bounce their creatures just before they attack, right? Just before they have value. You don't have to bounce them immediately unless you've got nothing else to do, right? Get that value. The Scry 1 could help you find what you need for the next turn, right? If the mana value is 3 or less there. And if it is on turn 2, of course, it will be. However, like I said, if you have the adversary, just wait, flash in the 2/1 with flying, in which you can dump 2 extra mana into as many times as you want to stack +1/+1 counters on it, and then phase out that many permanents, which is really cool. Great late game, great if you get almost to kill your opponent and then they're like, well, Blood on the Snow, you don't have counter magic available. Well, this basically acts as a counter spell, which is really cool. And we'll walk you through that a little bit after. And then turn 3, right? So at this point, we're either holding up counter magic or we're we're being a little bit risky biscuits here. Risky biscuits, pop it Stitcher for 3. It's a 2/3, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with decay. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more creatures that are tokens, you may transform the Stitcher into the factory. Creature tokens we control lose all abilities and have base power and toughness of 3/3. In this particular deck, it means those creatures that are tokens, the zombies with decay, will lose that decayed subtext once they do attack, and that would normally force them to sacrifice. If this leaves play and zombies do have decayed on them, they will die. Keep that in mind. So make sure you keep this as the factory once those zombies have attacked. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you may transform it back to the Stitcher if you want, right? That's going to be fine potentially. Of course, this is suspect to removal, right? Our opponents are going to be focusing on this right away. So if we're going to play it on turn 3, we need to make the distinction. Is it safe to do so? Can we get away with one more turn before we hold up counter magic? If yes, great, you're going to have a cool match. If no, you're going to have to wait a little bit, as early as turn 4, in which case you'll play the Stitcher, hold up Fading Hope. They have removal. You just bounce it right back to your hand, you scry 1, you'll try again next turn, right? And eventually you'll be able to hold up Walrus Disruption, counter their removal on it, make the zombies, which is really, really good, right? So the Stitcher is risky biscuits on turn 3, much safer on turn 4, turn 5, and turn 6. However, there are certain matchups where you can just go for it and you're gonna get a lot of extra value out of it that way. That's the main engine of the deck. Moving away from it, we have things like Flip the Switch with very high synergy, 3 mana, instant speed, counter target spell unless its controller pays 4. I don't think the game will be going on that long, right? This closes out matches very early. We can also create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with decay. If the Stitcher is in play and we flip the switch on top of it, boom, there's 2 zombies, which is really good, and that's going to bring us closer to it transforming very, very quickly. We have the layer counter as well, or draw 2, discard 2. Great, getting rid of excess land if we need. We have Divide by 0, not a counter spell, but just as good and sometimes even better because spells that cannot be countered can still be bounced from the stack to the hand. Doing this with mana value 1 or greater, either from the stack or from the field, and we get to learn, taking us into our sideboard, everything you already know to come and love. We'll talk about it in a second, which is great, right? So Fading Hope is a really nice bounce spell here. Divide by 0 can bounce from the field or the stack. We have counters through the Villain's Lair and Flip the Switch and Walrus Disruption, right? So a lot of interaction with our opponent. We have, like I said, the flyers through the secrets, the spirit, and the adversary. Very, very nice. The Stitcher will create zombies whenever you're countering on top of it. Not just counters, they consider the hope, the vision, right? All of these things will trigger that zombie engine, which is cool. And then late game, you know, Memory Deluge for 4, looking at the top 4, 2 into our hand, and then the rest on the bottom in a random order. And then we can flashback for 7, which is just great value, right? So that's the deck. That's all you need to win games. We have Sciences, we have Teachings, we have Introduction, and of course we have Annihilation, as well as Prophecy, both Introduction, I suppose, and Mascot's Exhibition to take us home if things run that long, but I doubt it, right? So get that secret out, get the spirit out turn 1. That is your highest priority. I would probably mulligan if you didn't have them in hand. I would consider not mulliganing if I had a Spectral Adversary in hand instead, and then it's just a little bit of a slower start. Not ideal, but you can still get away with it. And then, you know, going from there, like I said, to the Stitcher and just like Counterspell City on top of that. Attack, attack, attack. Not only do you have flyers, but you're going to have at least 3/3 zombies, which is a lot on top of those flyers that have already been dealing damage for a couple turns, right? So enjoy the deck. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Make sure to support the channel. Thumbs up on the video right now. Please and thank you. You can also comment any thoughts and opinions you may have during your viewing experience. Join the Discord available within the Linktree link in the description below. And, you know, if you've not subscribed to the channel, that'll help out me as well, right? So enjoy the deck, and thank you all so much for watching and appreciating some of this hard work. Take care, and yeah, we'll slice some matches out now. Going first is, you know, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Island. Turn 1 Delver. I'll allow it. We should have played our hull first, I guess. In case we draw another hull. Which is unlikely, but... knowing me, we'd get punished, right? Pass our turn, we can consider. Or we hold it. We have no counters, so just go for it. They have to remove it. They don't. The Stitcher is in play. And we pull a counter. Decent. We'll have them block here. They learn. We have a counter spell up, which they see. Right? It's definitely a card we want to counter. We make 2 2/2s. And we grab another counter. Let's hit for 3. Things are starting to go our way here. They need to field wipe. But they can't, and then our Stitcher will transform. The zombies go to 3/3, lose decay. Yeah, don't care. I'll consider and Fading Hope that merchant. Well, no I won't actually, because then we'll lose counter magic. But they're not field wiping, it would be single target removal. Let's consider, make a zombie. To the graveyard, yes. We need counter magic. Our turn, it transforms, we untap for the counter. Very good. 4th land in play. All attacks but the spirit. That's 12 damage, potentially. 1 gets blocked, I'm sure. So, 9 damage. Decent. End our turn, and we have some counter magic up. They take their draw. The Eye Twitch is good. We can Fading Hope it on their end step. And we Walrus Disruption this. Beautiful. Maybe we actually Fading Hope the merchant. Oh, another counterspell. You dog. We will decline. We're keeping it that way. And that's game, right? We hit for an obscene amount of damage again. And that's how the deck's been performing. Pretty consistently. We played, 6 matches in the play queue until I was like, you know what? We're just going to Mythic with this. And this Poppet Stitcher in a mono blue tempo deck is absolutely ridiculous. The counter spell that makes a zombie really throws you along that journey quite quickly, and just having the Delver there to put in that early game damage really helps things out as well. A little light on land over here, Bill. We go first. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. You know why? Turn 1 Delver. Worst case scenario, it transforms when we don't draw our next land. Or it's creature somehow. We don't have a lot of them, though. What do you got? What do you got? Boom, reveal, transform, in tapped, hit for 3. They could bounce this, potentially, with their own Fading Hope. They might also scoop, because that has got to be the worst feeling in the world. They have their own Fading Hope. That's okay, because we can just replay the Delver in our second main phase. I guess the question is, can we find that third land? That would be really cool if we could. And go right to the Stitcher. Well, that's not good. Really bad, actually. Little brick skis here. Uh-oh! Really? Come on, give us a land. Transform's not so bad either, though. We need more land. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. I don't think it's great for them either, though. I mean, the Delver was the whole reason we took this hand, so hopefully it pays off. We'll put the cards they see to the right. And they bounce it at the appropriate time here. So we can't just immediately recast it. They're going to Scribe 1 again. I'm going to toss the Deluge. I mean, we have access to it still, right? So it's good value to keep it around. This is their turn, so we can... Great. Oh, man. It's not a land. But we could play it. Decline, get that in my hand, and then we'll draw a land organically. Yes! Straight to the Stitcher because they're tapped. They've already used 2 bounce effects. I mean, I want the Delver out, I want the Adversary out, but they're tapped, so why play the low mana value or the flash card, right? So get that high mana value that's good for them to counter. They spend their whole turn on an instant speed draw. They find a land. And they Frostbite our Stitcher. This is a Hall of the Storm Giants. They only did 2 damage to it. We play another Stitcher. We attack for 2. And we have Fading Hope. If we can survive this turn and hold up Flip the Switch, they're going to be in a world of pain. We also have Divide by 0. Oh, I think we get it. Like, Cinderclasm for 2 is, or whatever, is not dealing 3 damage. It deals 1. So they play the mountain here. That does activate Frostbite now for 3. But we'll bounce it, make 2 zombies. Scry 1. Good value. The egg, that taps them. I bounce them just to make zombies. I'll allow it. Delver out. Next. We hit for 4 damage, down to 10. And then we counter and we have lethal. Easy enough, right? Poppet Stitcher's kind of fucked up. I'm gonna be honest. It's expensive, it doesn't have flash, it's like it really risks to get out there, and you can easily deal with it with so many things, but if you don't... and then flip the switch on top of the Stitcher is just like, you know, straight BM fest. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 5, 3 threes after we counter a spell. I have to let that happen. I'm not wasting my counter on a Fading Hope when they still have 4 mana. I mean, it cuts into my plans of match domination, but... Again, I think we're fine here if we want to throw out this counter. I'm going to let it in and see what else is going on there. Because we could always divide by 0 at end step. This makes our 3rd zombie. And we're still hitting for lethal, I'm pretty sure. There could be a counter spell here. There is... Okay. We still get the zombie, though. Heyo! Transform. And reveal. Another counter spell, right? Right? Uh-oh. And... Well, we really need to bounce this, because it keeps them alive. Let's smash in, though. This tempo deck puts out a lot of damage. Down to 1. Let's get the disruption in tapped. Pass our turn. Because then if it does go on, we can 2-drop. Like, I'd love to get that adversary while holding up counter magic. We have 2 counters in hand, which is like... It's gonna be pretty hard to come back from. We can only cast 1, though, so we need to be careful. Be careful. We don't care if the Poppet Factory leaves. Our creatures will just regain decay. They say decayed, so I think they'd immediately die. This iteration's fine, though. They don't get what they're looking for, and that's a good game. So I think if the Stitcher did leave, our zombies would die. I don't think they would go back to 2/2s with decay, because they already say decayed. So we're going to take a look at them when we make a new zombie and see if it says decay or decayed. Because I think if we got rid of this, these zombies would all die from the decay immediately, right? So that's something that we'll probably need to be aware of. It hasn't happened yet. God bless, but whew, it's been a long time since I've played a mono blue deck. I'm loving it. Going first, I'll allow it. We have some draw, some interaction, that creature, some counter, and the late game you know, just start casting Memory Deluge, you're gonna just win. No 1-drop. Great news. Either to the grave or to our hand. I think it goes to our hand. That's our turn. We have counter up. And we have the creatures. Great news. Creature out, that means. Land in play. Hit for 2. We have the Wari. We have Flip the Switch. We have another adversary, apparently. Yeah. Laying in flash creatures instead of countering is great. Memory Deluge is up if we're not using Flip the Switch. That's going to be good too. Coma can't be countered. Is that, that's correct. Coma cannot be countered, but we could bounce it as soon as it enters play for 1. You know, just like get out of here. Alright, that's fine. We can Deluge, divide by 0. Fading Hope and Visions into our hand. We draw the land. It's out. We hit for 4. We have counters. We have bounce effects. We have draw. They're at 6, playing to 7 land. Another Sciences, that's fine. Alright, we take the Vision. Looking for Divide by 0. More bounce effects. Some more counterspells, maybe. Beautiful. Hit for 4. Down to 10. End our turn. Now this is the kind of match we want to play. It feels so good. Let's tap this for a blue source. Resolve. Grab our land. And now we kind of have free mana if we want to spend it, but I don't think we do. Right? So we'll lose that mana, but it's a way to gain 1 mana when they do use Field of Ruin. It's a nice little boost if you can take advantage of it. So they have no counter magic within green. So this is a really easy flip the switch. We make the 2/2. So we're hitting for 2, 4, 6, 8 with the adversary. Three adversaries in a dream. You know what I mean? 6 land out. We smash face. Woof. Down to 2. 1 more land and we have Memory Deluge again. Good game. Beautiful. We had all the answers as well. Coma, You ain't got shit on us! Going first... I guess we keep. We play Wari. We play an island, hold up Wari and the adversary, and then hopefully the rest is show. We need a third land, though. I don't care. Yeah, I think we just leave this. Let them scry before we play our creature. I like zombies. Or, not zombies, giants. Whoa! Giant zombies! Could we do that? That would be fun. Let's be honest. Giant zombies? That's not a freaking land, Randy. Okay, we're vulnerable. We are vulnerable. There's no field wipe here. We just need to divide by 0 a couple times and then hopefully find a counter. You know, Battle of Frost and Fire, right? Oh! Hopefully that's... Okay, chillin'. Do we pop it, Stitcher? What if they have removal for 1? Really? Let's take our damage. Oh my god. So, Battle of Frost and Fire isn't till 5. They get a cost reduction in Giant here. So they have 1 mana. Please don't Frostbite. Yes! Sorry, I know I got a little excited there. We do need to find a counterspell, though. Shit. That part sucks. Right, that wasn't good. That's their whole turn. Let's bounce this thing. It is annoying. Oh, they get the super removal. We can science next turn. Let this enter, and we're going to bounce the Calamity Bearer. Just kind of doing them delayed. We don't have our Stitcher in play, though, so... right? A lot of this isn't as much value as we'd like. That could find a counterspell, right? Grab some life. Get that land, right? The lands are important. And then we're still going to fall prey to a field wipe, so we should stay safe. Pass our turn. I don't want to fold out all my creatures just to a battle. We give them a draw and die, or take 6. I guess we just have to try and go for it. If there's a field wipe here, I just think they win. We're way too exposed. But at a certain point, you have to at least make a move. Good God. And this is before their attack phase. Good game. Giants. Getting underneath of us. That's good to see. I really like Giants. I was thinking about them earlier today, and I was like, man, I know we didn't get any new Giants with the set, but maybe there's some new spells or something we could put in there. Wolf, we are on the draw. No Delver. Do we mulligan for a Delver? Probably not. So we're just going to top deck it instead. No. Shoot. Land in. Adversary Stitcher. Right, just risk it because they are obviously going quick. Or do we go right for the risk it too? Because we're not holding counter magic up, so what, like, this is better later than right now. This probably just gets removed. I might even take it. Arlen is exposed. Would have been cool to hit her for lethal in the air. Shoot. Can the Stitcher survive? So they have flash and +1 counter. But we have counter magic now. I'm gonna pass turn. I don't want the Stitcher to be double blocked or anything. This sucks because we're countering during our turn. But at a certain point we have to go for it. I like how the daylight is like over a planeswalker symbol for some reason. The Chariot doesn't get the +1. Oh, the cats do? Each creature. Oh man, I thought it would just be the Chariot, but it's not a creature, so it doesn't get it. That's sick. Yeah, just each creature that enters. Dudley. That's really good. End our turn. We have counter spells and a draw. They make the 2 mana. A Goldilocks needs to get countered for sure. We make our 3rd zombie. We should have played this as the land, I guess. There's a lot of cats, man. A lot of cats. Did they just overextend? Oh, they get the 1 to block. If only we had a bounce effect. Oh, we can phase out their creature. So we'll hit for 3, 6, 9, 12. We phase out for 4. That leaves us 1. Not enough. This thing is trample. Man, that sucks. So we have to kill Arlen. They just take it. They want to put in damage, right? Mm-hmm. End our turn. I mean, we have a chump blocker, but we can also phase out. Ah. That's annoying.
Those who harvest destroy the gifts nature grows.
Because now the cat comes in too. Oh my god, thank the Lord. They're keeping... Like, they tapped the 2 wolves instead. Okay, so we can block the 4 damage. They're going to create the 5/5 again. And the cat leaves play anyways. So 3, 6, 10, 12. We can block 4 to 8. Still think we're screwed. Auto pay. Phase out the thing with reach over here. Okay, they're playing defensive. They've switched their game plan. Which is smart. We take the damage. We should have waited till they selected it and then phased it out. Oh, could we have done that? Create a cope. Yeah, that's of target. So I think the target would have went out and then we could have phased it. Shoot. We phased it out just 1 step too early. Decline this. Shoot. New cards take practice, kids. Indeed. Indeed, 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 indeed. Them switching it up into a defensive posture is good. I mean, it's easy for them to block, and then they still have so much. And they have a ton of life as well. Oh, wow. Nice double block. It is good. So I'm pretty sure we're still screwed. We have 2 defenders, 6 life. Yeah. Not good. Maybe we top deck a bounce spell. Like, if they tap the 5/5... I mean, lands into their hand are almost irrelevant. Unless they drop a Vorinclex right on us. Right? They could have, like, other things, too. Removal spells. Fight effects. Okay, this is another blocker. Plus, you know, a +1 on something if they dump into it. Which I assume would go on a wolf. Nice. And they keep the first chariot. So there's no summoning sickness here. They just get the free cats to crew. And that's good game. Right? There's no coming back from that. We can block. Not enough. Wow. The chariot. That's a good card, eh? Well, we go first, but, I don't know about all this. I think I'm gonna mulligan. Find some more land. We throw the Villain's Lair? Or do we throw a land? Let's throw a land. Right? Definitely throw a land. Keep the counters. Don't throw the counters to the bottom. Hopefully we don't get burned. We will, but hopefully not. Just that third land off the top, then we don't have to worry about it, right? We don't have a 2-drop, so this will be it. This is such a slow start, though. Like, we're in not good shape. Very bad shape, in fact. Selesnya life gain. Hit for 1. Stitcher out. Now we survive for a turn. But they already have, like, some frustrating stuff. So if they play a Righteous Valkyrie here, you know, GG's. RIPs. Oh, Chariot. That's just as good. That's just as good. Just as good. Yikes. But now they're just gonna make 2 cats. So frustrating. Chariot is such a good card. We should have maybe just taken Sciences. Bouncing Chariot feels really bad. They go with a Scoot Swarm. Holy. Pass turn. I guess we get to counter the Chariot at least. I wasn't expecting that. Somehow I don't really want to deal with the Scoot Swarm either, though. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ivan! Turn that V upside down, bro. Double zombie. They can't pay 4, right? No attacks. We transform. And now we, I believe, take the turn off to exile the Scoot Swarm before they drop their 6th land. Hey, it is what it is. They get the draw, which is frustrating. And then we have 4, 5. If we get this in, we can Stitcher and Villain's Lair. I mean, I want to push in, but at the same time, you know, they double block with a cat. That's great. Oh. Oh! A Felidar Retreat and a land, which is triggered. The retreat. Woof woof, baby! Storm the Festival with Felidar Retreat and a landfall deck. I like that. I like that. We have to kill these. Oh my gosh. That's not good. I will transform this back. And I will play another, as they're not legendary, right? Just regular. Now we pass it up. But landfall, right? There's everything they do is fire at this point. Every single thing they do is like, they draw a land. Oh great. They draw a non-land. Oh great. They draw Felidar Retreat. Fuck me. We get the counter. We get double zombies. We only transform one of the Stitchers. Oh, another Scooty. Oh, and that's over 6 land, right? That's gonna trigger the Swarm first, and then +1 on the boys, on the crew. Right? I guess a couple of these look like girls, maybe. We got shit blocks here, and they've got Vigilance. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Transform 1. Decline the other. Spirit out with non-snowland. And I think at this point we're just, oh, what's the word? Super screwed? Pass turn. I mean, we're just delaying the inevitable. Cry. What if we use Cyclone Summoner just as like an insurance policy for when things get out of hand, right? Probably more of a sideboard thing, but it would be cool to be like, okay, I'm resetting everything. Like, you've gone too far. And they just played a land. Like, I don't even think they played anything, eh? Roadie. Good game. Please don't be conservative. Take it like a champion. It sucks so bad. So bad. LOL. Oh! I mean, we should have maybe just let them have lethal. Yeah. We can't get these spirit buffed up enough. 4 snowman is not enough. We could have went to 2-3, but that's it. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Well, how about this? Oh, no, they can just pay 4 mana for it. Because they've played 1,000 land. LOL. Oh, my gosh. We can make a zombie that can't block and bounce something. We're gonna let them have it. They've worked so hard for it. Right, they're about to smash the heck out of us. Got 'em. I know what I mean. I know what I mean. I know what you mean. LOL. I guess, you know, in a world in which I talk to myself, I know what I mean as well. Ah! You cast another Storm the Festival? Woo! Woof! Another Felidar retreat, some more lands. Hey, why not, right? Why not? We gotta let them wild out. I know a lot of people are like, well, what's the new Selesnya Landfall deck look like? There it is. I don't think the typical version has Scoot Swarm. I think that was kind of my variant, but it's cool to see. We can bounce one thing. Yeah! Should have bounced a token so they can't replay it. But it doesn't matter. Bye-bye. Good game, Ivan. I loved it. Alrighty. Mono blue tempo. Better than I thought it would be. Sometimes I get scared to play mono blue, right? It's like, well, I might not draw the counter spells and I'm just gonna get wrecked. But every now and again, it comes together and it works. And I would not be surprised if mono blue tempo is a tier 1 deck, just like it was in Ravnica. If we can get a draw engine, like, you know, maybe even Fly just does it and we venture instead. A really cheap way, like Curious Obsessions is the card I'm referencing. We also had the Azorius card, I forget what it was, but it gained lifelink and draw 2. So if we had a cheap creature that given us a draw, which would be really cool. I think we have a few creatures now, but they don't have flash. They cost 3. At that point, I'd rather just go wide with zombies. And there's some good draw in the deck as is, but obviously room for improvement within that aspect. Also, Staggering Insight. That's the card that I was thinking of. So we're looking for something like Staggering Insight, Curious Obsession to put on our flyers, right? Very, very good. We're also maybe looking for something like Spell Pierce, a very, very cheap counter that can be that turn 1 gotcha instead of just Fading Hope and now we'll counter it later type situation, right? With all that said, I still think this version is really, really, really strong. But if we can add a couple of those other things that I mentioned into it, obviously they're not around right now, but things that still fulfill those attributes, you know, I think we're off to the races, and I'm really excited to figure out what those are. So if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a magical day. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe for sure, and maybe even become a Patreon. Regardless of that, do your best to join the community Discord, introduce yourself, partake. It's a lovely time, right? There's a lot of cool people in there you can meet, and the contests, the giveaways, the tournaments, that's all available within there as well. So cheers, until next time, have a magical day.